everyone, and welcome back. So it's Monday, it's time for a react. Now, this is the second time I'm having to do this, so I'm having to react to a completely different video. So originally, I was actually reacting to a video of Seadog doing Geoguessr in the UK, and it had a lot of the names like Cockermouth, Wet Wang, all these kind of places that are, yes, they're real places in the UK. Cockermouth is in Cumbria, Wet Wang's in East Riding, Yorkshire. They're real places, and them just losing it. But as I've actually mentioned on this channel before, every now and again, my recording just defaults to nothing. And I did the whole thing and didn't check the input, which I'm looking at now to make sure. And it was mute. The entire thing was mute. So me reacting and doing that, I was mute. When it got onto the actual video, I could hear them because it was recording the capture from the device, but not from my mic. So obviously I need a different video because I can't just react to that again because that's a fake reaction. And again, I'm not Sniper Wolf. So instead, I have just seen this has come up 26 minutes ago. So basically when I was recording this the first time, this video was released. So I'm going to do this one, which is zigzag. And I was trying not to do a zigzag because I've done so many of them. But I know that this Wednesday isn't a zigzag video, so it's fine. So Jesus, I'm yapping. Anyway, we're doing Geoguessr, but it's completely indoors. It's a zigzag video of completely indoors. I don't know how the hell you can do that. I've seen people do indoors before, and if there's a sign or something saying you're in wherever, okay, but how the hell do you do a completely indoor Geoguessr? It's time to find out and see if I can guess any of them as well.
Good everyone, it's Zigzag here. Welcome back to another Geoguessr video. In today's
hopefully
video,
the audio works now. I'm really hoping you can hear me.
Many of you guys would know Rainbow's been playing this on his daily challenge series recently, and I thought it would be good fun to give it a go myself. It's not a map I've...
Okay, so maybe I should have reacted to the Rainbow one to be a little bit different, but I've reacted to Rainbow so much in the past as well. This is the problem. Geoguessr, we need more of you guys to have channels. I think Radu has a channel, and Wednesday's video, by the way, is me challenging Radu. So, yeah, maybe I need to look over there. If you've got a Geoguessr player, anything like that you'd like me to react to, and it's not always going to be Geoguessr, it's just a good stream of things on a Monday. I do Geoguessr reacts. I want to start doing the Friday more often as well. Every now and again, do a random bit of gaming, probably similar to GeoPeter, or Petery as the channel that does it, and do those kind of things. But if you have someone you'd like me to react to, there's a Geoguessr player out there that you'd like me to react to, let me know, because I'd love to give it a go and just see if there's something fun with it, or if it just drives me crazy like some of them.
I've played before. Now we'll start off playing on no moving and move over to NMPZ once I familiarize myself with the map a little bit. And my goal here is to get 5 countries in a row. So let's see if it's possible. First one here, we're inside the roof here. I mean, immediate vibe, right? Feels very European, I would say. Yeah. But look at this. We have like some almost tropical looking vegetation here.
See, I'm trying to see, because this here, I don't know why this feels almost either Austrian or Hungarian, like that area. And it does feel European, but yeah, there's something weird about it.
So that's kind of interesting. Building, bit generic, European style, but it's also got a bit of red brick, which I find a bit confusing here. Turning around, is this actually Asia? Oh, some of these trees are interesting. Look at this building over here as well.
He's not as Asian inside as he suggested, though.
That could be Thai. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. This could definitely be Bangkok, in my opinion. It's like, has to be right downtown in the center of the city with this kind of like faux European colonial kind of architecture, I guess.
Okay, so I'm not crazy for agreeing with him that it felt European, because again, Hungary, Austria was kind of my guess there, but yeah. Also, this is not inside. This can't count as inside.
Guess so. I mean, the only place I envision this actually being, if we're in Thailand, is Bangkok. But to me, the language looks absolutely correct. I mean, it could still be like Lao, but I doubt they'd have a photosphere like this on official coverage. And we do have some more writing there. Yeah, it's Thai. So yeah, we have to be Bangkok here, in my opinion. Let's click the Old Town. I wonder where the Old Town actually is here. There's a monument there. Is there actually anywhere that's like kind of like the kind of historical center? Chinatown, Bangkok? Could be clicking around here, probably. I think that's probably the best idea. Let's click between Chinatown and the Art and Culture Center. And yeah, it wasn't too far away there, 4 kilometers away. Honestly, without the language, I would have gone in Asia, but I was thinking probably more so like Taiwan, Japan, maybe even. So lucky to
that is so cool to hear when a pro says something like that, because how many times, I mean, I look for the language, I look for the URL, as a lot of people do, but you see pros do, pros just look at it and go, oh, it's there. So for him to be like, yeah, actually, I needed the language to know where I was, that's fair. I would have got the completely wrong place. I would have gone Austria or Hungary until I'd have turned around and said the language, obviously.
Their next one here, we're in a museum. But museums are not too bad, because often you'll have these little tags which kind of give you a bit of an idea. This language here is interesting. Vais Kurusu. Almost feels like Turkish or something, I could say, maybe. Ambo Parapet. Interesting. So, 6th century AD, marble, and this is the actual engraving here.
See, the one... This looks like a museum I've been in. Which would really piss me off if I can't figure it out.
Interesting art. Not really sure what I think of that. Okay, moving on. We have Essare. This is Latin, I would say. You can see they're not putting any spaces
and the other looks European. I mean, I think we're definitely in Europe, right?
Here. Surely I can work it out. It does feel like Turkey to me, I would say. Here we go. This is more like it. TC Kultur ve Tourism, and this thing over the G looks very Turkish indeed. Yeah. So we should be in some major Turkish city here, in my opinion, with that language.
Okay, so the language. So this isn't as bad then, because if you've got language, you can figure it out.
But honestly, I do not know. Regardless, I'm pretty satisfied to just click Turkey here because I think it is the correct language. Istanbul seems like a good shout. Let's give it a go. And it was actually in Antalya there. Bakanligi, not really sure what that's about. Turks in the comments, do let us know. But we are on a 2-country streak. Of course, this is no moving, not NMPZ. I would love to do that. Get the 5.
The fuck, Zigzag? I would love to do that. Well, I mean, you'd have got the last one wrong, as I think most people would if you'd have gone it without. In fact, yeah, NMPZ, that's fucking impossible. How the hell? Because, I mean, you wouldn't have seen the language on either of them. How the hell would you ever know? You'd have guessed Europe for the first one. I would have guessed Europe as well. And I've guessed Europe for the second one because that style of etching. But I wouldn't have known where.
On NMPZ, but for now, what do we have going on here? This says, is that actually Istanbul? I think it actually does say Istanbul. Are we actually there? Oh, we have a Turkish flag as well. Well, say no more. What are the chances of getting the
that's okay. I mean, you're inside, but that's...
Although this is a
I was expecting far harsher here.
Correct. And need we say more? We got the name of the city and the flag here, so we know where to guess here, guys. Probably some main...
This is where we find out it's in the US somewhere.
Campus is normally going to show up underneath, like, the graduation cap here.
It's like a Turkish university or something.
Can we see any other main ones? I feel like this is a good shout. Let's give it a go here. And it was actually this one over here, which is a bit smaller there, the Technical University. Okay. And we're on a 3-country streak, but this time in a cave. Oh no. One thing we could say for sure.
Oh, wait. No. Is this... Oh my god. Is this the one that YouTuber did? This looks like the cave that I don't know if anyone's seen this. There was a YouTuber. Where the fuck was he from? I think he was Eastern European. He literally went into a cave, but it was a den for a bear, and the bear came home, and somehow he managed to slowly walk out, and he survived. And the bear didn't attack him. But that looks a lot like this. And that was Eastern Europe. But I don't know if it's from there. It probably isn't. But yeah.
It is a tropical place. There are some signs. There's some pretty nice infrastructure.
Oh, it's not then. Okay, there's a bridge. It's definitely not the bear place. Okay.
And there's a cave. That's about it.
I mean,
it's quite wet.
How the fuck could you know?
Two places came to mind here, so I'm probably going to guess one of the two. The one of them was that one island that Costa Rica owns, which is this one here, the Cocos Island National Park. I'm not sure if that would have caves though, so I'm feeling less confident on that. Though I have seen lots of forests there that look similar. And my other idea is Christmas Island in Australia. I feel like Christmas Island has a very similar coverage a lot of the time, and as I said, this is pretty nice infrastructure. This sign, something I could imagine being in Australia. So can we see any caves marked? Because I do assume this would be marked.
Dude, if you get this right, what the
That's
fuck?
Not a problem here, but I still want to go for it anyway because I feel like it is more likely than anything
else. This does become a touch grass situation, I feel
here. Not expecting to be correct, but was actually just in this national park here, Gunung Guru National Park, just outside.
I am so glad he got that wrong. Am I alone in that? If he'd have got that off of just a couple of the trees or something and a bridge, like, the fuck?
Side of Brunei in Malaysia. Not a bad guess, honestly, like when you consider how far we could have been. Sub 2,000 kilometers is not a bad result, but obviously the wrong country, unfortunately. Next one here. Broken Shipsler.la. That's interesting. What would LA even be? No idea. Okay, look at this. I'm noticing a Texas license plate here. I think we are actually in the United States here, right? I mean, things are in English. The .la might just be some...
Is LA Latvia or is that LV? This is where you need GeoBeta. If anyone's wondering, GeoBeta's from Latvia. No, okay.
Something else, I don't know. We've got dollar currency. Okay, that's very useful. Free mirror. Wow, that's actually kind of nice, right? That's a pretty good deal. I'm tagging that in my house. Why not? I mean, the Texas license plate, you gotta kind of trust it, don't you? Got a frisbee. We've got a dinosaur puppet. This is like a very artisanal store. We've got
unless
a
it's like
pinata
unless
on
it's
display.
like unless this is in Louisiana, and like that's what's made it US. Like it's a US place, but they've bought the .la from whatever because they're in Louisiana and they wanted it to be that. I don't know.
Wait, is that going to make us, you know, lean more down towards the Mexican border? Maybe. I feel like Austin's a very like fancy
confused.
city, right? Probably going to be. Like,
I would have said
hipster
Latvia. That's
scene,
what I would
like
have gone
this
on. I'm
round
probably
kind of
wrong.
Entails, I would
but-
say. Museum of Broken Relationships. Oh yeah, this is so hipster or whatever you want to say. Yeah, we got the tote bag. Say less. Say less. Okay, but I'm gonna try Austin here. No idea if that's a good shout or not, but I'm gonna trust the
What we
Texas
got?
plate. It's a rare Texas plate, by the way. Kind of a cool one. But let's give it a go here. And no. Oh, .la. I completely.
LA, Los Angeles. I was thinking of the state. No, okay, so if anyone's from wherever, because LA has got to be an actual country as well, because that's why some countries actually make their money from selling their country URL. But is there a country? Is it Latvia? Probably not. But Lithuania could be anything. But is there a country that's .la, and what is the country? And I can't believe I didn't think about LA. Because it's LA. I mean, LA, yeah, of course they'd fucking buy something for that. Yeah, okay.
I forgot that.
And if you're thinking hipster,
Let's move to NMPZ here. Obviously, that was a pretty good scene.
You're moving to
but I don't know, turn
NMPZ.
off the
How the
TTS,
fuck
if
are you
we can
doing
get 5 countries
NMPZ?
On NMPZ. Okay, first one here. This immediately gave me an Australia vibe. The fire extinguisher, they're probably the same in every country, but they look similar to what?
How the what? How? I know he's good at NMPZ. I know this. But you're inside. And yeah, there might be a fire extinguisher or something, but how the fuck? If there's no language there, which I think there might be language in the corner there, around here, that might have language on it. But otherwise, how in the fuck do you... This is why I'm not a pro. This is why I'm not a pro.
I would be used to. And then in the background, the building also potentially looks, you know, Australian. Could just be United States or any other European country or something. But I don't know, even the way the railing here is done, it certainly could fit. What would be really great is if we had, you know, like a power
I'd have said
or something
US.
like that.
I'd have
'cause
said
they're actually
US,
some of the most
but
useful things to have when you're indoors. No, I'm not really
It's that
getting
kind of
anything
industrial,
like that. It seems like there is
maybe like
lettering
Chicago,
on one of the buildings
Detroit.
through the window, but I can't read it.
That's what I've
And
gone
we have
for.
a car as well. If only we could see the steering wheel, then we could maybe work out more so where in the world we are. But you know what I want to do? I have really no reason to do this, guys, but I want to guess Melbourne. The building in the background like would fit. I feel like the fire extinguisher, it just looks the exact same as what we'd have in Australia. It's probably just the same.
Yeah, we have the same. They're not as close.
And it was Germany. Okay, well, this is what Dortmund looks like in...
Actually, that makes perfect fucking sense, doesn't it? Germany's where the first car was built, or the first recognised car was built. So Germany having a car, which I'm guessing that was a car or van manufacturing plant or museum, makes perfect sense. Okay. I'd have got America, purely because I just think Detroit, Chicago type as a museum, but of course they'd have it in Germany as well. I think we have similar here, but we don't tend to have them around like that. That's too modern for our museums, I think, in the UK, a lot of them.
Indoors, guys. Oh, you know what? This little sign here, I did think it kind of looked German, but beyond that, I didn't have anything. So there we go. Lost at 1. 0.
I'm so glad you
want
fucked
to
that
go
up.
until we get 5
Okay.
in a row. Is that possible? Let's see. Okay, what do we got here? So tripod.
Just
We're
Asia
definitely gonna
somewhere?
have to use the people, like the racial profiling technique here, because there's not much else to go off.
That is one of the worst things about Geoguessr, I have to say. It is one of the worst things about Geoguessr, that if you have nothing else to go on, you do kind of have to do that. You kind of have to go, okay, well, presumably we're in that country. It isn't a great thing, but, you know.
Off of. These people here, can't tell too much of them, to be honest. Definitely Caucasian, but beyond that, not really sure. Got the fire extinguisher symbols the same way as we had last time. Exit symbols. These are all like
Actually, maybe we're not in
international
Asia. I
symbols,
thought
feel,
maybe
so
we were in
not
Asia,
really too
but...
useful. It feels like we're almost like in a youth hostel here. Or is it like an art gallery? I don't even know. But it's Generation 2, so old coverage. That's in itself quite...
I'm not gonna lie, that that kind of looks like some airports I've been in. I'm trying to think of the airport I was in most recently. It looked like that. Was it Berlin? No, it wasn't Berlin, was it? Was it Berlin? It might have been Berlin, where it has that, but it's not quite as industrial looking. But the seating kind of looks right. I don't know.
Useful. And honestly, pretty rare in the US, which was my main guess. So maybe we should be over towards Europe instead. I could definitely see that. So, okay, United Kingdom,
I'm just going to go Germany
Belgium. I mean, we
Watch
have
this
a lot
be
of
in the
red brick
UK
going
now.
on, so those are the two countries that came to mind.
I'm going Germany again, purely
even.
because
Yeah, I don't know,
it has
maybe
a feel
I would
about
actually think UK here. Yeah, we're in a warehouse, so there's a little distinctive going on.
If this is
about
the UK, I'll be
architecture. I'll
pissed.
try London. And okay, it was, that's crazy. I thought of that right as we loaded in. No cap. But unfortunately, did not get it. But to be honest, I could definitely see her. She kind of looks Brazilian. At the end of the day, admittedly, a pretty hard Brazil. So we're remaining on a very low score here.
I am so happy he's fucking this up. Because I did, as I said, how the hell do you do NMPZ on this? Because you have so little to go on. It is so nice. Am I the only one, by the way, am I the only one that feels this? That really likes it when pros fuck up? The reason, and I don't mean it in terms of, I'm not talking about when like he fucked up at the World Championships. I wanted him to get through. I mean, when they're just doing games for fun, it is nice to see him muck up because as a non-pro, you fuck up so much. And then you see people doing this, and obviously a lot of the pro videos are edited and things like that. We're seeing their best. So it's just nice to see them mess it up because you're like, okay, they're human. Okay, they muck it up as well. I don't feel as bad about mucking my guess up,
Yeah. Next up, we're on H&M. Okay. We've got the exit
UK.
sign here. Again, we got people. Very multi.
I know it's more than that, but
here.
I just think UK.
What's that language? There?
London.
One something change.
I don't. You know what? I see H&M. I just think London. I'm going London.
Interesting round. It's new coverage. That's interesting. It's a very big city here, clearly. But is it more London, or is it more New York, or is it more, Stockholm?
Doesn't look like New York
really
to
tell.
me.
Clearly English, actually, so probably more so.
So here's the thing I've noticed. He's thinking between England and New York, London and New York. Now, the reason I would go London over New York is this. Because in America, they're not as... A food van isn't that small. I'm saying this, there's going to be Americans that go, yeah, we've got them that small. But in general, your food vans seem to be far more like converted caravans or stuff like that. And there's a silver one that I can't remember the name of that's used a lot. This kind of style here, this kind of style of food van feels very English. It feels small and compact, and it feels English. It feels English, so I'm going to go London. The suits, the stuff they're wearing as well, feels really kind of English and London-y to me. I did say that the Forex industry, we had the same, but they were we didn't have them as fat. They are thinner there as well. I'm going London.
On the former two. Looks like the car might be driving right-hand side of the road, but it's really too hard to tell, isn't it? Like the van, I get a European vibe off. So I do actually want to try London again here. Am I just going to keep guessing London and it's going to be wrong? Maybe. I'm going to give it another go. Second time lucky. Second time lucky. What's with this? I keep on getting the same...
So that must have been so fucking easy because of the fact the one time he got it right, I got it right as well. I would like it just once for me to get it and him not,
City after I guess it. Is that not kind of remarkable? I think it's kind of remarkable, guys. But okay, we're moving on here. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so no EMP access. EMP, no idea what that would mean. Mono
Electromagnetic
something
pulse?
Marcy. Monorain Marcy is the name of the robot here, maybe? Everyone we can see here seems to be Caucasian, and we're speaking English, and yet it didn't feel that American to me. But not really Great Britain either. So
no, I don't think it's the UK.
Confused. Is this Canada? It's not Australia, and I don't really like New Zealand either. So maybe this is
that
actually
general
Europe
comment there?
outside of English-speaking countries, and the
I don't think
the
I've had a
sign
guess
is just
here.
English as a warning. It could even be Asia or something based on the building. Like it could be Japan or something. I don't know.
I
But
really
to see
don't have
this
a
many
guess here.
tourists, I mean, it's possible, but I don't love it. I just don't know, man. I just don't know. I think the safest thing to do here is to go US and hope. This guy's fashion sense feels quite US to me. Oh, but look at this. The kid carrying around a water bottle. That feels so European to me, though, on the other hand. Oh, but this guy's got his shirt tucked in. Wait, let me cook. This kid, European drip. I could admit it. But these two men here, the blue shirt and the black shirt, look tucked in with the belt and the sneakers on. That's American drip, surely. Even if we're not...
I mean, I hate the fact you said sneakers, not trainers, but is that not just a generational thing, not an age... A generational thing, not a country thing? I don't know.
Not in America. These are surely Americans. Okay, so I'm going to go US or Canada. If it had a bit of an Asian vibe, maybe West Coast here. I'm going to try Portland, Oregon. No idea. Let's give it a go, though. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God.
I was going to go Seattle, too, but I'm guessing West Coast.
Seattle,
that is
Washington.
kind of a cracked guess.
Fair enough.
I vibe these guys too well, man. Look at these guys. American through and through. Am I right? Has to be. What is the name of this robot, though? Monorail Man.
Oh, Monorail Man.
Tell me what that means in the comments.
See, monorail immediately, yeah, that would give me America.
Here, looking easier. We've got Chinese on the back of this guy's shirt. Something Li Heng. Ooh, is that the shape of Singapore ever? It's kind of interesting. Finisher. Okay. We've got like an indoor dining hall. That also feels very Singaporean. I know that's like very common to see in Singapore. Look at the shape here. Look at the shape. That is the same shape. That is the shape of Singapore. Ooh, I think I cooked it. Chinese makes sense, right? Cuisine here. Look at these dishes. Oh, look, we got the cracked egg. That feels very consistent with Singapore. Singaporean cuisine, I think. Like Indonesian.
I think that t-shirt's definitely a giveaway. I wouldn't have got it, but a giveaway for a normal Geoguessr
So
player.
I feel like this is just a dead cert, honestly. Or we're somewhere else nearby. But yeah, should just be Singapore in my opinion. Let's lock it in here. And it's going to be all
I really
the way
wanted it
east
to be
here
France
in
and
the
just have like an Asian
Changi village. There you go. Okay, we
Trip or
massively
something.
redeemed ourselves there on the last three, but we've still only got 3 in a row. We want to get 5. Let's go for the next seed
haven't
here.
been
We've
paying
got
NPZ
Spanish.
on this stuff.
Not too bad.
Jesus.
Not too bad. Okay. All edificio.
What's
I don't know
that?
how to pronounce that yet, but maybe we can
That
read the rest
accent.
and get an idea.
What this will give it away to whoever. There's someone in the comments or subscribers now seeing this and knowing exactly where we are. What is this? There's something about that dot above the I that's called something, and that will give away the country. But
Here. Immigrante. Is that actually Italian?
Is it
Might
just
be
Italian?
Okay.
Is it
Did
just that
they do
easy?
this accent over the I
know.
in Italian? I actually got to get into some place names. I feel like they don't, but I could be massively mistaken. Is the problem also that we often translate Italian place names into English? Maybe the case.
The
but
problem
I feel
is
like
as well
they
is
don't
that
actually do that.
anything
in
can have the
Italian. I feel
accent
like
we
this
want to give
is
it.
either Spanish or
That's the
Portuguese.
thing, if we
Do they
see
do
it
in
and
Portuguese?
think
'Cause I
that,
know they do it in Spanish. Okay, it appears to me that, after all, I am correct that this is Spanish. At least I think so. And that's really bad news because, you know, there's only a few countries on Street View that speak Portuguese and only one, really, that speaks Italian. So we would have been
Spanish.
home and hosed if we actually found that it was one of those two. Now, we have to deal with all the Spanish-speaking countries, which is a bit of a pain. Okay, but we've got a story
there anything else
of
in that
migration.
sign,
People came
though?
here from Japan and Greece. And what's that? Something cancelled in terms of the migrants, you know, visas or something maybe. I know that Peru and Brazil had a lot of Japanese migration, so maybe it's also common.
Because I'm pretty Eurocentric, although I've traveled a lot and, you know, I play Geoguessr and things like that, and I'm online, I'd still be Eurocentric. If I figured out it was Spain, I would just say Spain. I think when I see that, I don't even really, my mind doesn't go to South America. I just think, oh, it's Spain. I don't know, it's kind of obvious in my head, but
in the rest of South America, Peru even had like a Japanese heritage president, which is interesting. Would they have had Greeks coming there though? Not so sure about that. What's better to do is look at this building off on the picture on the right. So this should come from the country we're looking at. It's a really old building. Honestly, it looked kind of American. So maybe Mexico for that reason. Mexico City has a lot of like old style, North American, European-ish looking buildings like this. What about all these little symbols?
this is where we find out it's just in America and it's an immigration.
But yeah, the other thing is like this is a really nice
museum
building, right? Pretty
like
updated and
Texas.
modern. I'm thinking here: Mexico City, Santiago, Buenos Aires, Lima, and then
I wouldn't have known if I'd
something
when
in
I
Spain.
if and when
That's my
I figured
final
out the
opinion.
language, I
And
would have just said
think I
Spain.
do like with this building that we can see off to the right here. I think I do like the
Especially
Mexico
because
City
it's
idea
yellow
the
and red.
best. Though I don't know, did Mexico
colouring
really have
is Spanish.
Japanese and Greek immigrants coming? It doesn't seem all too likely to me. I'm not really
Because the
feeling
colouring
good
is
about
yellow
this
and red,
one.
and
I
Spanish
feel
flag
like
is
this
yellow
is
and
the kind
red.
of round where
They're their
if I
colours.
really did think about it for another 10-15 minutes, there's probably something in this image that can actually give me a better clue to where it is. But as it stands, I will try Mexico here. I'll be happy if it's just one of the ones I mentioned. So like I said before, those 5 places. But let's give Mexico City a go here. And it was Sao Paulo, man. Do they really have that in Portuguese, man? I looked pretty like thoroughly.
So
I
it
thought,
wasn't.
on all
It
the
wasn't
placements,
even
and I did not
okay.
see it. Anyway,
I said if I figured out it was Spanish, but he gave me it as Spanish, so that's why I would have gone Spain. There you go. There you go. Buck it up.
on the O here, that felt very Portuguese to me. Actually, the E and the O, that should have been a giveaway, right? But
See,
I
I'm
don't know,
not
I
as
just
good.
searched
This
for
is the
I
problem.
thing, and
Sometimes
didn't
I
see
will
it. And yeah,
rely
Japan
on
and
the
Greece
first
makes
note
much
of what
more
they say
sense
and then go
for
from there.
Brazil.
And then
Spain
when I
also
saw
makes
yellow and
sense for
reds, that
Brazil. A little
cemented
bit
me as it being
unfortunate, a bit of a
Spain.
skill issue. I'm not the best at deciphering Spanish from Portuguese, but yeah, that's
Who
definitely
is?
an annoying one there. And let's see if we could have done it otherwise. We got a
UK.
billiards table
Got-
here. We've got
feels
language
very
here.
English.
Prudenta, fortuturo.
You know what the big thing is here? That is a billiards table. The amount of people I see talk about, call something a billiards table when it's a snooker table or it's even a pool table. But that is billiards. Billiards is 2 white balls and a red ball. That's what it is. But yeah, he's the first time I've seen someone actually identify a billiards table that actually is a billiards table on Geoguessr. So many times they'll say billiards table and it's snooker. If you say billiards in the UK, very few people will even know the game. I used to be on a pub team for billiards. I played billiards and I was a county snooker player, which is why I played billiards to help me with snooker. It was kind of that you use one sport to help the other. But yeah.
Justitia. That's going to be Latin. Okay.
I feel like it's
And we've got a
England.
nice chandelier
Because
here.
we are very much the
ornate
billiards
room. Look at these old
country.
windows as well. Very.
And yes, if you're wondering, there are no pockets. That's in very old billiards. There are no pockets. You get points off of hitting both the balls, and then when you have pockets, you can get points off of potting, but then coming off of the balls as well. But very old school billiards doesn't have any pockets at all, which is also why you can identify it as billiards rather than bar billiards or anything like that. But that feels so English. That feels just the billiards alone is enough for me to say English, but everything else there feels English. And it being Latin is a very kind of upper class English. Part of me even feels like I may have actually been to this. This is like a land of gentry. This is a like protected by the English heritage. I feel.
I would say old money kind of vibe here. That's for sure. UK came to mind for sure as well with the billiards table. I feel like billiards particularly common perhaps in the UK, in my mind at least. Anyway.
No, I think very true. It's not, but previously common in the UK. I don't know. And if anyone in the comments disagrees, if you're from England and you're like, no, I play it now, fair. But I think it's very much more unknown nowadays. Snooker, yeah, had a bit of a rise. Not as well known. Snooker, not younger people wouldn't necessarily know. Pool, obviously, although we have different type of pool than a lot of places. We have a smaller table than American pool. But billiards is very much kind of unknown. However, it used to be our game. So our greatest ever snooker player, Joe Davis, was also the billiards champion as well, world champion. So previously in the 1900s and into the early 20th century, I'd say billiards very much the game of England. Not anymore.
Language here apart from Latin. Looks like we have some here.
Latin makes it upper class, which makes it make sense with that kind of building.
Really read it. We have some fine china. I think that this is the United Kingdom, and if it's not, it's clearly somewhere else in Europe. I'm gonna go somewhere.
I'd go over towards
London
Cambridge.
here. Where would you build in a state like this?
I'd go over
I don't
towards
know. Let's go
Cambridge, Norfolk
Chipping
way.
Norton. What a fancy sounding place here. Oh, it looks.
There's someone that hasn't been to Chipping Norton.
Looks good, right? It's kind of like a touristy place.
I think
you can
Cambridge,
tell, because
Norfolk
they've made the whole town
area.
appear in green. Are we going to see any estates on the map? I was hoping we could go for an insane guess.
Chipping
here, but it
Norton?
looks like
No.
there are none. The Beehive Cottage. No, it's going to be far too small. Well, I tried. Let's guess in this big building here. It's definitely not there, but hopefully it is the United Kingdom. And it was actually in Stockholm. There.
The fuck? That has genuinely amazed me. What? That looks so English. That looks so English. Everything he identified and that I said previously, that is... I didn't even know they played fucking billiards in Sweden. Why the hell have you got... Is billiards still popular? Is anyone from Sweden that can tell me about this? What the fuck? That's like... Usually, if there's a guess that I get wrong or something like that, I'll be like, yeah, okay, fine, whatever. This one's genuinely amazed me. What the fuck? Sweden? I was even more specific about not just the UK. I thought England specifically. Like, if I'd have seen Scotland, I'd have been relatively like, oh, Scotland. Yeah, okay. But Sweden? The Yeah.
There you go. Gosh, that's a hard one. Not really
That looks so
good.
English!
The scene's not over. Let's see if we
It
can
looks
close
so
out nicely
English!
here. Almost look like German here.
I'm
I don't know
still
this
fucking-
combination
what the
of letters
fuck?
is. Well, maybe it's actually Cyrillic.
I'm still confused.
Actually. Yeah, I think it's Cyrillic. Okay. 2013 was the calendar.
I don't care
year,
about this
apparently,
one.
at this stage.
Fucking
Got some
Sweden,
pictures of,
what the
I wanna say,
fuck?
Utah here, but yeah, not really feeling like this is actually Utah. I mean, would you...
If you're from Sweden, where the fuck is that place? Where is it? I need to go there. I need to know it's real. Because I genuinely feel like that has been misplaced on the map. That looks so... Like, that literally looks like somewhere I have been. That looks so English. If you're from Sweden, specifically from Stockholm, where is that building? Or has it been misplaced? It's actually in England. Because I'm really fucking confused.
See in an office building in the United States this kind of old printed like floral wallpaper? I don't really think so. Anything else here?
That
We got a
looks... I don't know why
frog.
that feels...
I have to rely on this. I think
No,
this
actually.
last word definitely looks Cyrillic there to me. So yeah, people. We have
Maybe
a woman
Bulgaria?
here, her hairstyle. Not really giving me anything, to be honest. I feel like if it is Cyrillic, then I would probably go Russia, but there are so many options. I don't know. I would love to zoom in on that, but let's give it a go anyway. And it was Moscow. That's actually a pretty good guess. Not much to go off of there, but we'll take it. Okay, next one here. We have German. Okay, let us cook Saal. And Die Spätromantik, or late romantic.
Definitely Germany.
Gustav Mahler.
But where?
Okay.
This is
So
where we find
definitely
out, no,
Germany.
it's actually in Spain.
2020
Because apparently that's what the fucking map
fascinating.
does.
We have a grand piano. Saal. Is Saal a city? I don't know. I'm a bit worried that it is, and I'm going to embarrass myself. Hopefully it's just to do with the place we're actually in, though. Is there much more to this? We either guess Germany or Austria, essentially, in my opinion. And I would just lean towards Germany here. I'm just noticing it says Saal at the top here again. So I don't think Saal is the place, but instead the artist potentially here. I have no idea who Saal is, if that's even at all on the...
It does look a very kind of German museum as well, the way it's laid out. I was in a couple of museums in Berlin at Christmas, and it had that similar layout. I don't know how to describe it, but there's a kind of layout that feels right.
Right track. But yeah, I think
I
would
got
go
stuck in that
the
freaking
Göttingen
museum in
here,
Berlin
or,
as well.
hedge
It's like
quite nicely.
escape
And it was
room.
actually Vienna. Gosh damn it. Well,
Vienna.
I did not go into the...
But it still has
big
a very
museum,
similar
though I did
thing,
go
Vienna,
around
Austria
it, so,
and
yeah,
Germany.
I've not been in that room, sadly.
In fact, the best way I've ever heard Austria described was on a TV panel show where it was David Mitchell that said Austria was Germany, but more so.
Every museum is so expensive in Austria. I would have liked to have gone, especially in Vienna, I mean. But yeah, such is life. Okay, and we have storylines.
That's why you become a student.
With an interesting outside. Almost looks quite Asian to me. Information desk here in English, but I feel
Storylines,
like that's also the
information.
same in numerous other
Very,
languages.
very,
but we do
very,
have
very
two
sparse,
examples of
isn't it, that
English here.
entrance?
What does it say over here? Donald? Penelma? Something like that? Ronald, actually. Yeah, so this is just some art gallery somewhere. It looked like this car parked
Is that
on
an
the
art
left,
gallery?
but so is the one on
I
the
know,
other side of the
just-
road,
it looks
so
weird.
I'm honestly most tempted by the United States here. Does this low-key look like Gotye, the singer who did Somebody I Used to Know? Something was calling me in Philadelphia here. I'm gonna go Philly. Give it a go. Hey, not bad. It was actually New York. All right, well, that ends off the video, but I would really like to get 5 in a row. If this video does well, if people enjoy it, let me know if you want to see me actually make it to that 5. But
So it's crazy to get any of them right, and I was really kind of happy to see him fail in a nice way, as I explained. I'm still not over that England guess. Stockholm? I genuinely, I need pictures. Somebody in Stockholm, somebody from Sweden, tell me what the fuck, where is that place? I need to check. I almost don't believe, like, I feel like I should fly to Sweden to go into that place. In fact, I may do that if it's really in Stockholm. I may just fly there and take pictures just so I know for sure, because that's like so fucking English. Anyway, enough of that. I hope you enjoyed that. A bit of a weird one, bit of some strange guesses and stuff like that as well. But yeah, hope you enjoyed that. I will be back on Wednesday. Once again, we are doing the World Cup 2024 challenge. So I'm taking on one of the finalists. I hope you enjoy that. After some, I did pretty well last week. I did pretty well. To a point. I did okay. But hopefully you'll enjoy that. And yeah, but yeah, anyway, so I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you then. Thanks, everyone.